This is The Healthy Healer, where true voice is your medicine. This is where we help doctors and other healers navigate through the challenging times by learning from the best minds in the healing industry. Laugh, cry, and be surprised. It's entertainment, education, and inspiration so you can continue to be the unique and amazing healer you were destined to be. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to The Healthy Healer with Dr. Fred.
Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Fred, and welcome back to another amazing episode of The Healthy Healer. And The Healthy Healer brings people here who have had massive journeys to get to the point they are now, which is at least self-proclaimed healers. They're effective healers who are helping people find peace and find health in this crazy world of ours. We're going through particularly crazy times these days. I like to keep the show fairly timeless, but everyone who's listening should know that there's a few wars going on in the world, and one of them is down in Israel, which is where Karin Nahmani is originally from. Karin attended the medical college in Israel as a naturopathic doctor and is now a certified colon hydrotherapist and lives in Los Angeles and is also a massage therapist and a certified doula. Karin is also the proud mother of 4 children, and she really believes in the power of colon hydrotherapy, as in fact I do as well. So I've been a recipient of colon hydrotherapy on over 100 occasions and find it to be one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Super cleansing, and it's nearly impossible to get sick if you're getting regular hydrotherapy is my experience. I'm not sure if that's Karin, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. The idea is that she wrote a book called Shit Is Not a Dirty Word and has provided colon hydrotherapy to many of the stars in the LA area. So she's known as the Colonics to the Stars woman. And it's really a pleasure today to introduce you to this hydrotherapy specialist, Karin Nahmani. Karin, thank you so much for being on this Healthy Healer today.
Thank you so much for having me, especially in these dark days. First of all, I'm sending all my love to Israel and for all the people that got hurt. And I'm sure we will go through it. And let's keep just believe, faith, and pray for everybody. Because that's
let's do that. Yeah, let's believe, pray, and faith. And let's keep the world clean. And in order to do that cleansing, the gut of our bodies is very similar in many ways to the gut of the universe. And wouldn't it be great if we could give the universe a good colonic at this point?
Trust me, that was my wish for so long, to run like a huge colonics through the nation, back and forth, just to release all the anger, all the anxiety, fear, emotions, to rebuild everything, detox all the shit from the body, from our mind, from our thought, from everything, and just put love, pure, good bacteria, good things.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a really interesting concept, that if the world was a person, partially you could say that one of the cures that would be available to the world, if the world was a human, would be a colonic, would be a set of colonics, a hydrotherapy to really wash away all those things that are etched away in the colon, these things that are hiding there, these waste particles, these negative expungement.
Negative emotion. I will tell you a secret, how we read in reflexology our feet, and during acupuncture, we can go all over our parts of the body. The colon is talking to us as well, and we can read it. As we have 3 parts, the ascending, descending, and transverse colon, most of our emotions are hold up in our colon. So over a course of years, we hold up emotions, we hold up toxins, we hold up our well-being, who we are, our thought, our love, changes, pretty much everything. And imagine just to release everything that is so stuck and make us stuck in the past without the option to let go. Just for that itself, the colonic is like worth
Oh, yeah.
The cleansing of all that. Imagine cleansing all the poison that we're holding and putting in ourselves. Our world will be amazing.
It's true. I've never really thought of the world needing a colonic, but that's exactly what we need. Just some big old machine, like a lily machine, and really just bring that thing forward. I see that you are, among other things, not only simply a colonic specialist, but you are a douche and a massage therapist. How does that work into what else you do?
Actually, it works in this insane synergy because I started my whole journey as a naturopathic doctor. As a naturopathic doctor is treating with a lot of tools. One of the tools was reflexology and massage. And that attracted me the most from the beginning. And I really specialized. I was very good at. I used to teach massage for over 3 years while doing colonics. Colonics, I was introduced when I wanted to work with cancer patients, again, during my university time. And seeing that smile on people's face just brought the light to me to combine all of it. So when I do perform colonics, I actually massage the colon. And you know what? Massaging the colon helps to release even more than the actual procedure will. Right. Because by massaging, I'm like inducing everything and making the colon contracting better. And my client actually tell me a lot of the time that massaging helps them so much to move, because even when you leave the session, my massage still affect afterwards, and there is another stimulation afterwards. So it's very important. And this is another tip for people. When you're waking up, before getting up of bed, it's good to massage the stomach clockwise, your colon. It's again to just stimulate your colon a little bit so you can actually use the restroom in the morning and things can move. Also, it's another way to break gas, and that helps bloating. And doesn't suffer from that.
Yeah. I have had, and like I mentioned, I have had a number of different spaces, including in Los Angeles and Santa Monica. There was a place down that, like on, I think on 8th or 9th Street down there. I'm not sure which company that is, but there's a place in the back corner. And I did about 6 or 8 of them there when I was living in West LA. And maybe you're familiar with that spot, I don't know. But
yeah, I know them. They're great.
They're great, fantastic people. And
if I'm not mistaken, they're second floor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's great.
Yeah, she's really great. And one of the things that they do there, and also in the one that I went to in Sacramento and in Cleveland and here in Grass Valley, there's a woman here, is some of these people use that massage machine. They use like a thing that looks like an electric sander, and they like that. And some people actually use these amazing magic fingers to go clockwise and push the bowel out through the down the descending colon and out of the rear end. And so it's a spectacular experience. It really is. And I had arrangements in Cleveland where I could go every single day if I wanted to. And I went probably 5 times a week for a while. And really it was just part of my day. I would ride my motorcycle to this place and get myself all hooked up and take care of myself with colonics. So I see the value of that. And like you said, the toxins or the poisons that get caught up, it's amazing that it never stops. Even when I was doing them 5 times a day, 5 times a week, I still would have massive releases and I wouldn't even know where they could possibly be coming from. And they might be dark and muddy and
sludgy and a lot of fecal matter. And that's what brings me the fact that you went 5 times and you still seen things happening. This is answering pretty much every question that people have. Is it safe? Yes, it's safe to do 20 times in a row. How much comes out each time we do colonics? We go deeper and deeper. So when individual come for a treatment, the first thing I say, I'm not a magician. I am cleaning about 20 years of someone's life, and that takes time. And that's why sometimes for 5 times, you're going to start to see yellow and a little bit darker and darker. at the end of the day, what we want to see, at least what every therapist I assume want to see, is that plaque, the waste that comes very dark black. That means that we start to move to the walls of the colon, and that's the most important. So as far as clients go, I always say, have a faith, be patient. I know sometimes people want 1, 2, 3 to happen, but only on the 4th treatment, things are actually moving. The gates are actually opening. And let's not forget, a little bit background. The colon is 5.7 feet long. That's a big shit folder.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest food processor, the biggest garbage disposal there is. Yeah. And it takes time to clean it. So each time we clean between 3 to 5 pounds of shit, not waste, not fat, waste. And it's amazing when you ask where it comes from. So a lot of the time it doesn't show like big bellies. And that means that the waste become plaque and it's just layered down. And along the road, a person will feel constipation, or they're going to see small poop like rabbit poop, or diarrhea from the other hand. So that's why I created a poop chart, like the doctor's office, to really indicate what really comes out. Because most of the people, when you ask how many times do you go a day, they will say at least once, or 5 times. I'm like, okay, 5 times. And then I show them the chart. And I'm like, okay, show me which one is you on that chart. And it's amazing how things are shifting. 5 times is because you're so backed up.
Right.
And it's not because you are eliminating. In this world, at least I didn't meet the person that eliminate 100% every day. It's almost impossible. Not with the pollution we have, the toxins, the stress, the medication people are in, vaccination. I'm not even going that far, but a lot of people are having a great life, healthy life, juices, all green. But from the other hand, they're taking antidepressant, some painkiller. So it's not as green as it's look like or it sounds. And not everyone that goes to Whole Food is healthy. And this is about us. It's on me to teach people how to look on a product, how to look on what you're eating. And not everything that is healthy is good for the person. So it's another thing. And there is also trends. The next trend, if you're going to hear all the trends that happened to me in the past 24 years, I can write another book about it. Every year, people are allergic to gluten, allergic to this, allergic to this. And when they come, we start to pale out everything and start to explain them exactly what the situation is.
Very good. And another thing that I think is well known from people who are recipients like myself, or certainly therapists like yourself, is that on these releases, there's an emotional release too. Memories get washed out. Sometimes I've had releases where memories from 3 years old or 6 years old get washed out, and I go into tears. Like I can feel the pain being washed out of my body, and it's almost tears of joy more often than like tears of pain. It's like I feel the pain and it gets washed out in these colonics. Can you say a little bit about that?
Yes, actually, it's a very important point. Colonics, as we clean the colon, as I mentioned before, we store everything in the colon. So when we clean the colon, I'm not just cleaning it physically. I'm cleaning it emotionally, spiritual, and physical. So it's a very important triangle that connect to each other. Imagine you're holding a lot of emotion, resumption, resumption with your parents when you were a little boy, or you want them to see you. All your life you worked on, see me, here I am, on proving yourself. And you hold, you never say no. You always were okay with your emotion, but you hide your emotion. You don't let them go. And that's effect also on your spouse, on your family when you grow. When you hold so much over the years and you come for a treatment, and I'm on that point, I'm releasing those points, and you start to release and let go things that don't serve you anymore. You will cry, laugh. You will have that clarity that only people that did the treatment can actually relate to what I'm saying. It's clarity of like your eyes, your irises getting white, headaches. There is a big connection between anxiety, depression, colonics, cancer, fertility. In my book, I'm making all the connection because the population, 99% of the people around the world don't have a clue about what's going on inside their body because we're so used to treat just the outside instead of the inside. And I must say, you called me colon therapist and specialist. I like to call myself a specialist in gut health. And because this is what I want to bring is awareness. No one really talks about the gut. That's the last thing that people want to talk about. And that's the first thing that gets hurt when there is attack on our body. Imagine if our colon is stuck, the whole body starts to crack. If we get a heart attack, just the heart getting in a problem. We get a heart attack. But when the colon is stuck, we have constipation. Constipation can lead to blockages, can lead to colitis, can lead to cancer, can lead to kidney problem. It can lead to so many other problems that we can solve just by cleaning, or at least just keep our colon moving. And only when you explain to people, they understand the meaningful of the colon. And recently, I see more and more doctors actually talk about the importance of gut health because of colon cancer, because it's on the rise and it's scary. The food we're taking, the stress we are in can kill our colon and get our colon in so much trouble. And I'm not talking about just the poison and about toxins and the waste that doesn't come out. It's the emotion. It's the fact that we start to eat ourselves. Regrets. Regrets is number one killer for our colon.
Yeah.
And then we start to take vitamins, which it's amazing, or eating good food or clean food, which is amazing to do. But imagine, you can't paint new painting on blackboard because you're not going to see it. So first you need to put some primer, and then, so the same thing. First we need to clean and then put the good stuff in, because otherwise you're wasting your money. You're wasting the food that you're eating because the nutrients are not going to go to the right places.
Exactly.
And this is what we need to teach.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a great point. And the idea is that through the teaching of learning a little bit of the walls that are housing all the toxins, we can get an idea of the value of having regular colonics, there's a lot of stars that have talked about having colonics, and it sounds like you've had a lot of contact with some of the stars in Hollywood or in Brentwood or wherever, the West LA or some of the neighborhoods over there where the stars are. Is there anything that you see with the stars, with the people who have lots of fans, who are big influencers, who are big names, who are like, that is different than the general public? Do you see any different outcomes in their colonics, or are they just like all of us, they put their...
So I'll tell you a secret. Every star I have, I love.
Sure.
And I appreciate them so much. But they're regular people. And
Right.
the fact they come to me, the reason they come to me for over 24 years is because I treat them as human beings. For me, they have the same shit as anybody else. They're not machines. Actually, the opposite. A lot of the time, they're in more stress and need even more clean. And they're more vulnerable because when you lay, you've been there. So when you lay on my table, on any therapist table, you trust, you give a trust. You basically trust me to touch you and to see through you, to feel you in a way. And for that being said, they're using me to live better life. They have their own problem like anyone else has. They have shit like anyone else has. I'll tell you, I haven't seen any diamonds comes out of anybody. They're regular, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And they in need to those treatments. A tip I can give you about those stores, they're using it a lot on red carpets or movies. I've been working with a lot of actors when they needed to lose some weight or they needed to look in certain way, as colonics clear your skin so they're like glowing, and that helps them. It's radiated it, and they look like so healthy. And during Globes and Oscar and all those events, which we're about to start right now before the holidays, after the holidays, the next time you look at red carpet, they've been in my place for 7-10 times. That's why their skin is like amazing and they slimming down. Of course, they're going to some facialist and everything, but this is like outside. This is superficial. But the deep work is happening with cleansing. And I can say even more, they appreciate it so much because they work crazy hours, and a lot of actors, they need to use emotions and they're holding up and they're public figures, and not everything you see outside it's happen inside, and they're amazing, each one of them. And they need it, if not more than anybody else, they need it equally to live. And they use it now. I want to say that in the past 10 years, they use it a lot more than they used to.
Okay, that makes sense. It's getting more popular. It's a little bit more trendy, that's for sure.
Especially after COVID hit. During COVID, people were in the house. And suddenly when they started to work, they started to see themselves, and they prepare themselves for the next day that they're going to start to shoot the new movies and everything. And part of preparation was colonics. And colonics also helped to remove all the toxins from the vaccines, because the vaccine did create a lot of gas and constipation among a lot of them. So that helped, not just the stars, pretty much everybody, but yeah.
Interesting. So tell us a little bit about what, before you became a naturopath in your life in Israel. First of all, where were you in Israel? I'm curious, where did you grow up? And then also, like, how is it that you decided that you would go into naturopath?
I'll tell you, I grew up in the north of Israel. I'm a very simple, spiritual girl.
In Galilee area or back in Acre or where?
No, Galil area, Haifa, like that north, yeah. Beautiful place. I had a normal childhood. I grew up in this amazing, crazy family because we're all very intuitive and very hands-on. My mom is a Reiki master and she's an esthetician. My sister is NLP. She's a healer. We're all coming from a certain way to help people. About me, I think when I came to this world, I knew that I will always touch people. I will always heal people. That's why it was very natural for me to start with massage, because in early age, I used to heal people with massage. I used to massage people. I used to touch people on their back, head, my mom, my aunt, and it actually helped them. When I started my naturopathic doctor, I didn't know I wanted to be a naturopathic doctor. I wanted to be a doctor. But when I seen like how long of a ride it's going to be, I decided that I'm backing up because I wanted to have a family. And I didn't want to miss that for anything in the world. So I chose naturopathic doctor, especially because massage and reflexology was under. My dream was to work with cancer patients. That was my whole thing about it. And I really looked for every possible way to learn something that I can help. Massage was one of them. Reiki was the other thing. And learning detox and nutrition opened up the world for me for Colonics. So Colonics was a love in first sight. Not the procedure, more the effect, more the touching people. I worked with, it was like a weekend only with cancer patient. We did Reiki and nutrition and juices and colonics. When I saw the smile, that, you know how you breathe, that pretty much ended all. I knew back then that this is what I wanted to do.
That's great. I love that.
Since then, I'm doing it. In the past 24 years, I'm dedicating my life to help cancer patients as much as I can, with the belief that I'm not going to cure them, but if I could give them, each one of them, one day that they can feel relief, I did it. That's for me. That's my bonus.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to share something sad, but it's sad, happy. Like I said, my dream was to work with cancer patients. So yeah, God, I guess, gave me the dream in weird way. And my husband got cancer over a year and a half ago. When I started that journey, I hugged the situation because I knew that this is what I really wanted to do. And he was the best stage of my life because I practiced on everything I knew. Thank God he's free of cancer already a year, and I hope it's going to continue. But I did everything as far as colonics and Reiki and mindfulness. And I can tell you that touch and hugs are the best medication. Include cleansing was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see him now after all the chemo. It's as if he was never sick. And I helped a lot of people like him through the years. And that part made me so happy. And as I mentioned in my book, Colonics chose me in the back door. And that's how I entered the business.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's great, Karin. Thank you so much for the explanation and for the storyline of how you got to be who you got to be and your passion for humanity and cleansing the world in these difficult times, in these challenging times. That's the thing that we have here. The world has a cancer at this point, and the opportunity to just bring
to clean it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
if people only, this is really like a tip for everybody that listen to this show. This is a tip from my heart to your heart. This is actually a lesson for life. Don't ever live with regrets. Live life happily, fully happily, not smile. Happy with what you do, happy with how you do. Even if you're mad, it's okay. Be mad and take it out of the system. The idea is holding things will constipate you. Constipated, it's disease. And that's the one thing we don't want. So live life without regrets. You decide to drink wine, go ahead and do that. You decide to eat that cake, do that. Maybe don't do it tomorrow, but live life for the fullest, because if you live life and you regret about things you eat in yourself, that causes cancer. This is maybe the greatest tip you ever gonna get. I live by it. And I'm going through the most difficult time of my life right now when all my family is back in Israel. And I'm still looking for that little light because I know that light will come. I'm not like fooling myself. I'm sad, but with it, I have hope. And with it, I'm cleaning myself. I did my own colonics just because I couldn't take it anymore. Just to breathe, to release those toxins, thoughts, feeling, everything that hold me back. And this is a great way for people. Whatever doesn't serve you, let it go. Let the shit go. That's why I wrote the book.
Yeah, fantastic. That's great. Karin, where can people find you? People either in LA or outside of LA.
Okay, so people in LA, they're more than welcome. I'm located in Tarzana. On my website, you have all the information at purecenter.com. There is explanation about everything I do. I have my line of vitamins. I have meal plans that people can use and do it at home. We have free shipping for everything. And my phone is always open for people. If they need to ask questions, I always answer. They can text me on my WhatsApp group, on my phone. I answer right away with via text. Every question people have, they can do it. They can follow me on Instagram on Pure Center Health. And you can actually post all my information on my bio link. You have everything I do. I have my own podcast. I write a lot of blogs about cancer, fertility, depression, pretty much everything there is in the world. I'm talking about it. I'm talking freely about every shit possible. I'm not afraid. I'm trying to break all the walls possible because my goal is that people are going to start to talk shit freely without holding back, because it's so important. 20 years ago, people didn't talk about cancer, and nowadays people are sharing. And this is exactly what I want to happen with gut health. It's very important. The sharing part is very important. When you hear someone with a problem, give them my number. Go check it out. Yeah, that's where they can find me.
Yeah. That's great. And so what is it? What is the term that you keep using that instead of colon expert?
I'm a colon expert, but I'm a gut health expert.
What is the word?
Gut health expert.
Gut health.
Yeah. Gut health. Yeah.
Got it.
Because that's the most important thing that people need to know about. People need to know more about gut health and what's the meaning of it. I can talk for hours about our gut. It never ends.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Karin, that is fantastic. Thank you so much for being a guest with us and sharing your story and for letting us know how to get rid of these toxins that are really constipating us and leaving us diseased.
Thank you so much. And people can get my book, Shit is in the Dirty Word, in Amazon.
Yeah.
They can order it. Again, free shipping for everything. And in the book, you have all the information about everything. And it's a very funny book in good way that everyone can understand every meaning of the colon and gut health.
Fantastic. That's great.
Thank you so much, Fred, for having me.
Really fun to have you. A great conversation about shit, and really appreciate it. And thanks for being here, and thanks for being a wonderful guest. And listeners, thank you so much for hanging on till the end of the show. If you like the show as much as I do, I ask you to please share it or like it or comment or maybe even subscribe. These are the ways that people can get access to the show and have access to the people like Karin who are making a big difference in the world as healthy healers. So thank you again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll see you on the backside. You're welcome, Karin.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.